Priest, Logan. Thank you. You're not introducing them today? And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour live on YouTube. Under 21 doubles action today, coming to you live from Trindle Bowling Center, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. We are down to the final 5 teams. Step ladder, Baker format in the finals. So a little figuring out exactly what they want to do. It's not just your typical, you know, what lane do I want to start on or what lane do I want to finish on for the higher seeds. It's since one bowler will only be bowling on one lane and the other bowler will be bowling on the other. Really comes in for the handicap side because typically you would want your better bowler to finish the match. So, Tournament Director Matt is getting ready to line them up, and we will have player introductions. While we're getting lined up, don't forget, next week we are off on Sunday for Easter, but we have a Saturday tournament at 2:30, our Easter Spectacular from Jordan Lanes up in Whitehall, next Saturday at 2:30. We usually get a pretty good turnout for that event, so absolutely want to pay ahead of time on our website at www.pjbtbowlingseries.com. You pay in advance, and the lovely Stacy, who's standing to my left, will take your payment. And more than gladly write you down. She is the lovely Peaches, our secretary.
Some days.
And a lot more.
Some days.
So we're going to be using lanes 23 through 26 today. Scratch will be on 23 and 24. Handicap on 25 and 26. Ready? Okay.
Okay, bowling fans. Good afternoon and welcome to Trindle Bowl for today's finals of today's PJBT, our 21 and under doubles event. It is time for our Baker format step ladder finals with our top 5 teams. Time to introduce today's finalists. Starting with the scratch division. Your number 5 seed is Garrett Simpson and Anthony Remley.
In the scratch division, your number 5 seeds, Garrett Simpson and Anthony Remley.
In the first match, they will be taking on our number 4 seeds, Trevor Courtney and Cameron Brown.
Number 4 seeds, Trevor Courtney and Cameron Brown. You guys could clap.
You can clap. Winners of match number 1 will advance to game number 2 to take on our number 3 seeds, James Bennett and Brandon Bone.
James Bennett and Brandon Bone, your number 3 seeds.
Winners of game number 2 will advance to the semifinal to take on our number 2 seeds, Ethan Reimer and Aiden Davis.
Ethan Reimer and Aiden Davis, your number 2 seeds.
And the winners of that semifinal match will take on our tournament leaders at plus 399 for 8 games, Lucas France Francis and Darren Zombro III.
And your leaders, Lucas Francis and Darren Zombro
Fans, let's give a nice
III.
hand for our scratch finalists for today's PJBT.
Is what? Run down and tell them that
It's
quick.
time to introduce our 5 handicap finalist teams.
Hurry up,
Our
hurry up,
number
hurry up.
5 seed is Maddie Rowan and Brooklyn School. Brooklyn Shoal.
Your number 5 seeds, Maddie Rowan and Brooklyn
They'll be taking
Shoal.
on in the first match our number 4 seeds, Hunter Catoli and Alexis Bear.
Your number 4 seeds, Hunter Detoli and Alexis Bear.
Winner of match number 1 will advance to game number 2 to take on our number 3 seeds, Dylan Kishball and Braden Herbst.
Your number 3 seeds, Dylan Kishball and Braden Herbst.
Winner of game number 2 will take on our number 2 seeds in the semifinals, Derek Smith and Jacob Perry.
Derek Smith and Jacob Perry, your number 2 seeds.
And the winners of that semifinal match will take on our tournament leaders at plus 396. For 8 games, it's Logan Wegner and Priest McKenzie.
And your leaders, Logan Wegner and
Bowling
Priest
fans, let's have a nice hand
McKenzie.
for our handicap finalists for today's PJBT.
I'm sorry?
Lucas and Darren's card. Just get that
All right, now it is time to begin match number 1.
I'll give it right back.
All right, so as we get ready, let's look at our top 5 teams. We'll start with the handicap division today. Your leaders, Logan Wenger and Priest McKenzie, they were at plus 262 after 5 games. Then in the extra 3, remember no match play today when we're at doubles, they rolled games with handicap of 464, 472, and 398 to get to plus 396. Derek Smith and Jacob Perry, they were plus 323 after qualifying. Then they rolled games with handicap of 461, 442, and 336 to get to plus 362. Your 3 seeds, Dylan Kishbaugh and Braden Herbst, they were at plus 159 for qualifying. Then they rolled games with handicap of 436, 417, and it looks like another 417. 411, sorry, to get to plus 223. Hunter Detoli and Alexis Bear, your 4 seeds, they were plus 76 after qualifying. Then they rolled games with handicap of 448, 388, 480 to get to plus 192. Rounding out the top 5, Maddie Rowan and Brooklyn Schul. They were plus 69 after qualifying. Then they rolled games with handicap of 425, 419, 462 to get to plus 175. That is your handicap division. Looking at our scratch division, your leaders, Lucas Francis and Darren Zombro, they were at plus 292 after qualifying. Then they threw games of 419, 456, 432 to get to 399. Ethan Reimert, Aiden Davis are your 2 seeds. They were plus 132 after qualifying. Then they rolled games of 494, 513, and 445. Some really good bowling there to get to second at plus 384. James Bennett and Brandon Bone were plus 314 after qualifying. James rolled 300 in game 1. Then they rolled games of 407, 412, and 445 to get to plus 378. Trevor Courtney and Cameron Brown, your 4 seeds, they were plus 220 after qualifying. Then they shot games of 405, 423, and 507. Trevor Courtney shot 300 in game 8 to get to plus 335. Now the interesting thing, both of the bowlers that shot 300 today were not in the 300 pot. So the 300 pot carries over till next week. And rounding out your top 5, Garrett Simpson and Anthony Remley were plus 166 after qualifying. Then they shot games of 442, 427, and 440 to get to plus 275. Those are your top 5 in the scratch division. So our message board is live and operational. As I if somebody out there would keep me up to date on the scores of college basketball, I would appreciate it. Our message board is up. Let me know where you're watching us from today.
There you go.
Rich Shelleyhammer, hopefully I pronounced that right, watching granddaughter Alexis bowl.
Okay.
Mel Sim says hi. Linda Levingood checking in, wishing Darren and Lucas good luck. So don't forget, we bowl Baker style. So for the higher seed, it's a matter of what lane is better for what bowler, and do they want to start or end the match. Thank you, Scotty.
Single game matches. Yep.
So it looks like Hunter and Alexis will be getting 9 pins of handicap in match number 1. Today's pattern was neon. Neon was your pattern. It says Trindle edition, so I don't know. Maybe it's slightly different than modified neon, says Matt. And watching as much as I could through qualifying, seemed to play typical Trindle. Early in the squad, it actually, you scored higher if you could stay light and let the pins mix. Saw a lot of bowlers hitting pocket all day long and having trouble carrying the back row. But usually once we get to the extra 3 games, the lanes tend to open up here and scores go up. All right, so we're figuring out now the order at which the bowlers want to go in. That means we'll be just about ready to begin.
Just reverse the arrows. Do the special feature swap on 23.
All right, down to Matt.
Okay, bowling fans, time to begin game number 1 of our finals for today. In the scratch division, we have number 4 seed Trevor Courtney and Cameron Brown taking on number 5 seed Garrett Simpson and Anthony Remley. Brown and Courtney have elected to have their opponents, the Simpson and Remley, start the match on row 23. And we're going to go in the order of Brown Courtney for their team. The team of Simpson Remley will go in that order. Okay? On the handicap side, number 4 seed Hunter Natoli and Alexis Bear taking on number 5 seed Maddie Rowan and Brooklyn Scholl. Hunter and Alexis have elected to start the match on lane 25. They'll go in the order of Hunter, then Alexis. And our 5th place seed team will go Maddie first and Brooklyn second. All right, bowling fans, let's have a nice hand for our Game 1 finalists.
All right, off we go into Game 1. All right, so it looks like Garrett Simpson will be starting and Hunter Natoli. Four pin for Simpson. And a strike for Hunter. Simpson makes his spare. That was Maddie Rowan leaving the 3-pin. Cameron Brown trips out the 4-7. Neon Matt. Maddie makes her spare. Trevor Courtney now up, lane 23.
Yes, on 28.
He strikes. Brooklyn now up, lane 25. That's a pretty good bowling name. And on 24 is Anthony Remley. And we got a player on the field.
You wanted to be in the live stream. Something you don't see every day.
Thankfully, nobody was moving at that moment.
You're on camera. You're on the camera.
All right, that's a little interesting. Guess the little guy didn't realize he didn't make it to the stepladder today.
I didn't see it until
I didn't either.
I guess he didn't get the message. He didn't make it to the live stream. Alexis Bear, we saw a strike on lane 26. Garrett Simpson with a strike. That's a double for their team. Hunter DeToli with a strike. They start with the front three. Cameron Brown looking to start front three for her team, and 9 and a wiggle. Maddie Rowan. Strike. So lots of X's up on the board here. Start, both sides. Brooklyn. With a strike. Trevor Courtney on 23 with a strike. Alexis up on 26. 4-pin. And a 10-pin for Remley. Alexis makes her spare. Remley makes his. Simpson comes in high, leaves the 310. Cameron, wait till he's done. Wait till he's done. Simpson missed his spare, and so did Hunter. Let's see if Cameron could capitalize on the team's open 4-pin. Maddie comes in a little high, leaves the 4-7. Cameron makes her spare. Cameron, by the way, last week bowled out at the PIAA state tournament out in Pittsburgh, finishing second in singles, and her team finished in second as well. Well, Dana, she thought she was bowling by your rules. Brooklyn leaves a washout. Trevor Courtney makes his spare. Brown and Courtney still clean through 6. They have roughly a 12-pin lead. On the handicap side, about a 10-pin lead. For Maddie and Brooklyn, and that just changed. Back-to-back opens for the team of Simpson and Remley. Are you ready to come in, Matthew?
I think so.
All right, take her away.
We have a lot of excitement going on here.
We did.
I'll join you. Good strike there. Garrett Simpson gets back on the strike train for their team. I want to thank everybody for coming out today for our event, this makeup event. 88 bowlers today, so 44 teams. Worked out very well. And now we are down to our final 5 teams in each division.
Cameron up, lane 24. 10 pin. Saw a lot of them today.
And on the handicap side, good spare there for Maddie Rowan. Now her partner Brooklyn Scholl will be up.
Cameron converts her spare. Her team remains clean. Up by a little more than 20.
As we start frame number 8 on the handicap side, Brooklyn comes up high, leaving a 3-pin. We had only about an 11-pin difference between our two teams in handicap entering the 8th frame.
Trevor gets the messenger to come across, take out the 7.
Pretty big shot there. One of our 2 bowlers with 300 today. We bookended it today. The first 300 was game 1, and Trevor bowled the second 300 during game number 8. James Bennett, who you'll see in competition here in just a little bit, he rolled the first perfect game of the day.
Remley leaves a 4-pin. But for those that are just joining us, neither of the bowlers were in the 300 pot.
That is correct, which is why you get in the package or the 300 pot.
Yes.
Because I believe it's $158 will carry over. 610 for Alexis Bear on 26. And she picks up her spare. And that really tightens up the match. An 18-pin lead for DeToli and Bear as they start the 9th frame.
We're doing good, Richie. Thanks for asking. Garrett Simpson. Looks like he was off balance there on that shot. Left the 2-pin.
A little bit wide of target. DeToli up, 9th frame and handicap. Ball looked like it just didn't finish. It rolled through the oil, leaving the 2-4-5. We'll see if he can spare that up. I did get the fans stopped, so hopefully that'll help our scoreboard situation for those of you watching out there.
I did ask them to move the fans. They didn't.
Yeah, that's a little hard.
Yeah.
But slowing them down was a good step in the right direction. DeToli chops his spare, so 187 with the handicap. So DeToli and Bear can max out at 217. Right now, Rowan and Scholl can max out at 223. So we have a close match in handicap.
Great shot there by Cameron. So now Trevor just needs a couple pins, and they will be moving on.
Maddie comes up a little bit high, 3-6-10. No trip on the 7 that time.
Nope.
Same shot, just a different result. Good spare there for Maddie Rowan. Now Brooklyn will step up in the 10th to begin the 10th frame.
So if Brooklyn could find a way to double here, that would force Alexis to come up and double as well. She gets the first.
Great shot there.
Brown and Courtney, 2:15.
And a big second strike there. So now they can max out at 210, and that will force the Tolley and Bear to double in the 10th.
Yes. The key is here, she wants to make sure she gets at least 8. If she gets 7, any combination of 20 would be a tie. So the key is to get at least 8 here. And she gets 9, good enough. 209, great game. So now Alexis, she will need to double.
For our viewing fans out there, we have 73 people watching right now, so tell your friends to tune in. This is game 1 of our 4-game stepladder finals, Baker style.
$193 for Simpson and Remley. They will be your 5th place finishers today. And Tolley and Bear will be your 5th place finishers in the handicap division. All right, 209 to 205. Rowan and Schul moving on.
Okay, time to give out some awards. wrestling fans, that concludes day number 1 of our finals, finishing in fifth in the scratch division. Each bowler getting a $50 scholarship. Certificate and medal goes to Garrett Simpson and Anthony Remley.
Simpson and Remley, 5th place finishers in the scratch division.
And our 5th place finishers in the handicap division, each bowler getting a $50 scholarship. Certificate and award goes to Hunter Tatoli and Alexis Bear.
Hunter Tatoli, Alexis Bear, 5th place in the handicap division.
Okay, on to our second match.
All right, while we're warming up for match number 2, let's look at our upcoming schedule. As mentioned earlier, next week is our Easter Classic tournament. Coming to you Saturday, April the 3rd at 2:30 in the afternoon from Jordan Lanes in Whitehall, PA. That's usually a pretty well-attended event. So you definitely want to put in a deposit ahead of time so we could hold your spot. Don't know exactly yet how many we could take. So you want to reserve your spot early. The following week, major number 9, coming to you from Berks Lanes, Sigging Spring, PA. Sunday, April the 11th, 10:30 start time. And the following week, April the 18th, adult junior time, right up the road from where we are today at ABC West Lanes in Mechanicsburg. April the 18th, 10:30 start time. For those of you that want the discount for that event, you'll have to have your reservation in with your $20 deposit by midnight on the 11th. The following week, we actually have an off week. So the last weekend in April, we have no tournament. Then in the month of May, we start out on Sunday, May the 2nd from Strike Zone up in Pottsville. Sunday, May the 2nd, 10:30. Then on May the 9th, we're at ABC North Lanes in Harrisburg. 10:30 start time. And then the event that I regret mentioning this to Matt years ago. Don't know why I did it. But Saturday night into Sunday morning at 2 a.m. is our overnight tournament. This year we're coming to you from Town and Country Lanes in Bethlehem. That is a unique format for that tournament. It is complete match game. You bowl against everybody each game. So we'll talk about that in advance. And then starts the postseason. Sunday, May the 30th will be our Bracket Challenge tournament. And then the following weekend is our championship weekend. Coming to you, as always, from Limerick. We are there all weekend, starting Friday night with our skins match. Pros come in and they bowl for some PJBT money. And then on Saturday, we have a Pro-Am with the pros. No tap for both youth and adults. And then we have 2 squads of adult junior after that. And for those that qualify, you come back at night to bowl against Parker Bone. And we have a winner-take-all event for the youth and a winner-take-all event for the adults. I do believe everybody that is there Friday night Every youth bowler that is in attendance Friday night for the skins match automatically gets some scholarship money added to their account, which is a cool thing that we do. Also, for those of you within the sound of my voice, if you have the PA Fats logo on any of your EFX attire, wear it on Saturday. If you wear any EFX attire with the PA Fats logo on it, wear it Saturday. You'll see why. If you don't have anything with my logo, you still have time to order it. Just contact Brian Krantz at EFX Apparel. Order your shirt. Just tell him you want my logo. Tell him where you want it, what color you want, and it is free to add that logo on any of your attire. Those are our upcoming events on the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour.
So most likely should be all of championship.
By the way, Dana, if you're still listening, come next year, come States time, if you need help live streaming your events, whether it be for regionals or for states, we may be able to help you if you so desire. Just let me know in advance if you would, and we'll see what we can do. No, Richie, you have to have your own partner for that.
I was 31 weeks, 3 days. Yeah, it's crazy. And then to sit there and see this.
And for those of you watching us for the first time, thanks for joining. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. And if you have your notifications turned on, you'll be notified each and every time we go live.
Okay, bowling fans, time to begin game number 2 of our finals. On the stretch side, we have number 3 seed, James Bennett and Brandon Bone, taking on number 4 seed, Trevor Courtney and Cameron Brown. Bennett and Bone have elected to start the match on lane 23, going in the order of Bennett and Bone. And their opponents will keep the same order going, Cameron Brown, Trevor Courtney. Okay? On the handicap side, we have number 3 seed, Dylan Kishbaugh and Braden Herbst, taking on number 5 seed, Maddie Rowan and Brooklyn Scholl. Dylan and Braden have elected to start the match on lane 25, going in the order of Dylan, then Braden. And Maddie and Brooklyn will keep the same order also. The difference in handicap is 14, going to Kishbaugh and Herbst. All right, bowling fans, let's give a nice hand for our game 2 finalists.
All right, off we go. Let me just finish this by saying, for those of you that do not follow our Facebook page, give us a follow at PJBT Youth Information Page. That is where we post all of our news for the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour. All right, so we're off for game number 2. That was James Bennett that we saw striking on 23. And I do not know who was who on the handicap side. I don't think they have their names on their shirts. So if somebody could help me, I'd be appreciated. Maddie Rowan starts with a strike. Cameron on the scratch side leaves a 4-pin. Also, our message board, live and operational, should you wish to chime in. Let me know where you're watching us from today. Cameron makes her spare. Brooklyn with an interesting strike. Saturday, Richie. Courtney with a strike.
And then Brandon Hurt.
All right, so we got that cleared up now. That was Braden Herbst that you just saw bowling on 26. On 25 was Dylan Pishball, who we'll see up now. Brandon Bone, lane 24, came in a little high, left himself the 6-pin. Picks that up. Dylan crosses over, trips out the 6-pin.
He'll certainly take that.
Absolutely.
And the girls have started off with a double.
James Bennett, another strike for his team.
Make it 3 in a row. Great shot there for Maddie Rowan. Once again, this is game 2 of our 4-game stepladder finals, Baker style.
Cameron with a strike. That's a double for their team. They take a 10-pin lead. 9 and a really big wiggle.
She almost got it to go.
Almost.
But they tell me close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
That's what they say.
So, good shot though. She'll look to pick up the spare and keep their team in the lead.
Triple for the team of Courtney and Brown.
Oh, not able to convert the spare. So 87 in the 4th for Rowan and Scholl.
Bone with a strike.
And a double for the team of Kishball and Herbst, as Braden Herbst steps up and puts a strike on the board. Dylan will now step up looking to make it 3 in a row.
Yeah. Cindy checking in from Selinsgrove, watching Maddie in Brooklyn, and VG watching us from Northampton. Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, and Kishball crosses over, gets the strike, so 3 in a row for the team of Kishball and Herbst. For our viewing audience out there, we are up to about 89 viewers. We're almost at 100 viewers at the moment today, so tell your friends to tune in. This is game 2 of our 4-game stepladder finals for today's makeup PJBT from our snow out in January doubles event here in Mechanicsburg, PA. Nothing better to do because you can't go outside right now. It is monsooning outside. So it's a rainy day in Pennsylvania today.
You know, luckily it wasn't colder here. We would have had another snow out.
Very possible. Brooklyn comes up a little bit high, leaving a 4-pin. She'll look to convert her spare.
Cameron tugged it just a bit, left a 9-pin.
Yeah, that shot was a good shot. Looked a little bit inside a target. But a pretty good shot. Brooklyn picks up her spare. So now Braden Herbst steps up in the 6th. He looks to make it 4 in a row and would narrow the gap to 7 pins in the match. And he does. Really good shot. So a 7-pin match now in the handicap side as we enter frame number 7. Kishball gets out with a little wide a target, misses the head pin. 1, 2, 4, 7.
Courtney comes in high, leaves himself a 6 pin. Two good matches going on right now.
Yes, both matches are within a shot right now. Kishball does a good job of cleaning up the spare. So 132 and a spare in the 7th for Kishball and Herbst. With their handicap, 146 on the scoreboard.
Courtney converts his spare.
Stepping up, Maddie Rowan. Ball came in a little bit inside a target. Leaves the 3, 6, 7, 10, but a makeable spare.
Going with a strike. Powerful shot.
Reminds me of some professional bowler I know.
Nobody I know.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe Jason Couch. Maybe.
good shot there for Maddie. She gave it a run. Gets 3. 132, so we have a 14-pin match. We enter frame number 8.
Bennett comes in light, leaves himself a 2-8.
Brooklyn comes in a little bit high. She leaves the 4-7. So she'll look to convert.
Haley, down here, baby.
Bennett makes his spare.
A little bit of help, but Brooklyn converts the spare. 132 in the 7th with a spare right now.
Cameron Brown up. Her team ahead by 9 at the moment.
And Braden Herbst
Great shot by Cameron.
comes in a little bit high on the handicap side, leaves a 4-7-9. So that'll be a tough one to convert. He needs to just nick the 4-pin, get that over into the 9-pin.
Haley, stop. Where are you going?
Herbst gets 1. So 157, 171 in the 8th. So right now it is theoretically a 19-pin lead for Kishball and Herbst as they start frame number 9.
The scratch side, Trevor had the 6-8 up momentarily. 8-pin falls, leaves just the 6th, but that was their chance to go up 19.
Kishball came in high, leaving the 6-10.
So it stays at 9.
Oh, and he's not able to convert his spare. So with the handicap, 179 now for Kishball and Herbst in the 9th.
6-pin for both. And they're making good shots. Just every time they have a chance, either team has a chance to double.
Great shot there for Maddie Rowan. Sets up the foundation frame for Brooklyn.
So now Brooklyn, last time she was here in the 10th, she doubled on this very lane.
And let's point out that she can double here to shut them out.
Yeah.
They can max out at 212. Their opponents can max out at 209. So it comes down to the 10th. She gets the ball a little bit wide of target. It did not come back and finish. 1-2-10. It is a makeable spare.
Great shot by Bennett. Almost didn't get rewarded. Had the 7 up there momentarily. So that sets them up in the foundation frame 9.
Brooklyn with a great shot, converting the 1-2-10. Big shot. That's gonna force their opponents to get a mark at least in the 10th frame. So she's gonna give her team a chance. 192 with a strike. She'll post on the board.
Cameron comes in high. Leaves herself the 4-7.
Brooklyn gets the strike. 192 for their team.
All right, Cameron makes her spare, but that gives the advantage to Bone and Bennett.
Okay, Braden Herbst in the 10th. Needs a mark for their team to win. And he gets the strike. Big shot there. Now he just needs to keep the ball in the lane, and the team of Kishbaugh and Herbst will be advancing to the semifinal.
Courtney with the strike. A double on the handicap side. Let's see if Trevor could do the same thing. This is an important shot. If he strikes here, he would force Bone to double in the 10th. That's 2.
Final score on our handicap match is 208 to 192. Kishbaugh and Herbst will be advancing to the semifinal.
Trevor gets all 3 in the 10th. That will force Bone to double in 9. Basically the same thing that Brooklyn could have done on the handicap side to shut them out. Bone will have to do to win the match. 2 strikes in 8, and we have ourselves a tie. Shot 1 on the way. Oh, rattles it around and does not get the 10 pin to fall. Wow. Guess the only thing you could say is came in slightly behind the head pin. Maybe.
Yeah, that was a tough shot. That would really look good off the hand.
Yes. So Courtney and Brown move on to the semifinals. In a great match. Clean. Both teams were clean. 226, 208.
Yep. All right. Thank you. And then yeah, I'll set up. I appreciate it.
Mel checking us out from New York. Sharon from Philly.
All right, let's go give out some more awards.
So Mel, if you would, while you're in New York, grab me a pizza. Sharon, grab me a cheesesteak. No onions, no peppers. Richie, there used to be 40 lanes in here. Then they got rid of 5 of them.
Okay, Bully fans, that concludes game 2 of our finals, finishing in 4th in the scratch division. Each bowler getting a $60 scholarship. Certificate and medal goes to James Bennett and Brandon Bone.
Bennett and Bone. 4th place today.
And our 4th place finishers in the handicap division, each bowler getting a $60 scholarship. Certificate and award goes to Matty Rowan and Brooklyn Shaw.
Rowan and Shaw. 4th place today in the handicap division.
Okay, on to our semifinal matches.
All right, so on to the semifinals we go. Coming in on the scratch side is Ethan Reimer and Aiden Davis. And on the handicap side, it's Derek Smith and Jacob Perry. Hello, Bethany.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks so much.
It's Baker style. So it's one score for.
Nope, same time. So can anybody give me an update on whatever college basketball game is going on right now? So Richie, to finish the thought, to answer your question, there was originally 40 lanes here, and then they took out the first 5. They took out the first 5, so there's actually 35 lanes in here. The first lane being lane 6. Not too many bowling centers now have an odd number of lanes, but this one does. And thank you, Dana. I would tell you what to say, Dana, to Sally, but this is a family program.
Eighteen's good.
We have your lane, picnic.
Thank you, sir.
Gift. Reverse the arrows on 23.
All right, looks like we're just about ready to go.
Time to begin our semifinal matches. On the scratch side, we have number 2 seed Ethan Reimer and Aiden Davis taking on number 4 seed Trevor Courtney and Cameron Brown. Ethan and Aiden have elected to have their opponents, Trevor and Cameron, start the match on lane 23. And they're going to go in the order of Ethan first, Aiden second. Cameron and Trevor will keep the same order. On the handicap side, we have number 2 seed Derek Smith and Jacob Perry taking on number 3 seed Dylan Kishball and Braden Hurst. Derek and Jacob have elected to start the match on lane 25. We're going to go in the order of Derek and then Jacob. Dylan and Braden are going to keep the same order. The difference in handicap is 21 going to Kishball and Hurst. All right, bowling fans, let's have a nice hand for our semifinalists.
All right, off we go.
PJBT.
So this is where strategy comes in a little bit. Ethan and Aiden have decided to start second, and since the team of Brown and Courtney want to keep their same order, they have to flip-flop lanes. So Cameron's going to bowl on lane 23 in this game. Trevor on 24. Now, back in the past, it used to be a really good strategy here. Now that we allow them to practice even after they win, we still allow them to practice on the pair that they're bowling on, where we used to have them go to the practice pair for a couple of shots. So, not quite as advantageous.
Handicap match begins with Derek Smith leaving a 6-pin. See if he can convert his spare.
21
he
pins
does.
is the handicap, by the way.
21, yes.
And they're keeping their same order as well. So they're Kishbaugh
Miller, we have your rain, Miller.
and Herbst also are flipping. 10 pin for Aiden.
On the handicap side, Kishbaugh and Herbst basically also reversing lanes in this match. So Kishbaugh starts with a 3-6-9 conversion. So an interesting strategy by our semifinalists. Our number 2 seeds on both sides, getting their opponents to reverse lanes in a sense.
Maya, to answer your question, it's no, they are not. Davis with a spare.
Kishbaugh not able to convert his spare. 7 in the first, 28 with the handicap. And Braden will step up next.
Women's 11, men's 12.
Pretty good shot there for Braden. Just comes in a little high. He'll leave the 4-7. He will look to convert his spare. On the scratch side, Trevor Courtney leaves a 7 pin. Good spare for Braden. Now, stepping up for his first shot in the handicap match is Jacob Perry.
Courtney converts his spare. Even match after 2.
Oh, Jacob comes up a little bit high, almost leaving the Greek church, -1. 4, 6, 7, 9. Pretty tough spare. Usually the only way to convert this spare would be hit the 6 pin on the right, try to ricochet it into the 9 and then into the 4-7. But in most cases, early in a match, you do what he did and you get the count.
Yes.
So he gets 2. He'll put 24 up in the second for his team.
Cameron with a strike on 23. She struck both of her shots. Reimer up now. Frame 3. He strikes as well.
Shot for shot on the scratch side,
Yes.
even for 3. Same scoreboard. And there's the first strike of the match for Derek Smith. Now Dylan will step up for his team in the third frame.
Aiden now looking to give his team a 10-pin lead if he were to strike here. And he does.
Kishbaugh comes up a little bit high, leaving the 4-7. So the team of Kishbaugh and Herbst still looking for their first strike of this semifinal match. We'll see if he can convert his spare. Got a contingent of viewers today. We're still at 84 viewers. So you are watching the semifinal match for today's PJBT. Kishbaugh picks up his spare.
Ooh. Unlucky. Pocket 7-10.
Please. Thank you. No, it might. Good strike there for Braden Herbst. First strike of their match.
Anthony, to answer your question, Lucas Francis and Darren Zombro Triple I are in first, and we look forward to seeing you next Saturday as well.
And a nice shot for Jacob Perry coming off the open
We
frame.
have your lane picking.
Richie, that will be taken care of. He knows about it.
The free bowling, is there something you gotta do for that? Or is it getting, I didn't know if you had our
Cameron comes in high, leaves a 3-pin.
Okay. That's fine. We can put it. I just want to make sure we're going to do the alternating like it's the rest.
Oh yes, it's in league style.
Okay.
And it should have, it has 4 minutes practice time set up, so once you hit both sides after you have all of it,
Good shot there for Derek Smith. That's 3 in a row for their team.
just one side.
So
Cameron makes her spare.
strike starting to come up on the handicap side. Now Kishball steps up, looking to put up a double for their team.
Ethan up, frame 5. He strikes.
And Kishball with his crossover strike. Looks the same on the board.
It does.
Double for them. And Braden Herbst will step up, looking for 3.
Davis here looking to strike, which would give his team a 42-pin lead if he were to strike.
Braden comes in high, leaving the 3-10. So he'll need to fit the ball in between to try to get that out.
Good shot, 9-pin.
Ooh, a basketball spare ball. Gets 1. 101 in the 6th for Kishball and Herbst. 122 with their handicap. Jacob Perry steps up looking to make it 4 in a row for their team. Oh, that ball's inside a target, but he's able to leave a makeable spare, the 4-pin.
Davis converts his spare.
I got 11.
All right, so let's see what adjustment Trevor makes now. He went 7-pin pocket 7-10.
Perrier able to pick up his spare. 103 and a spare in the 6th. So as we enter the 7th frame, Smith and Perry trail by 19.
And also, birthday party, this should only be the children.
So far the strategy
Children on 6 and 7.
of Davis and Reimert seem to be paying off.
$4 a game on 8 on the others. And they're kind of ordering the receivers to $25.
Personally, if it's me, if you have bowlers that are about the same caliber, I say stay on the lane you've been on.
I mean, the team that doesn't have the choice of arrows does have the choice to switch their order.
Yes.
But both teams told me they didn't want to switch their order. So
I could
That's
I could understand if, especially in the handicap division, if one bowler's like 20, 25 pins better than the other. That makes sense. But the scratch division, Cameron with another strike.
Derek Smith with a 6-pin and a spare.
That's fairly noble.
So Dylan Kishball steps up in the 7th. Can put his team up 11 pins with a strike here. That one looked a little bit pulled inside of his target. He'll leave the 1-3. Makeable spare.
Ethan Reimer leaves a 7-pin in the 7th.
Some interesting footing there.
Yes.
But
Trick
he,
shot.
but he didn't foul, so that's all that matters.
Yes. And big
Kishball misses his spare to the left. So 109, 130 in the 7th now. That open will relinquish the lead at the moment. Let's see if Braden can pick him up in the 8th frame. Oh, Braden comes up high, 3-6, 9-10. Be a tricky spare for him.
Aiden pitches his out a little bit. 7 count. 1, 2, 8.
Herbst only able to get 2, so back-to-back, actually 3 opens in a row now for Kitchball and Herbst. 138 in the 8th. They can max out at 198. So that opens the door for Smith and Perry. Let's see if Jacob can walk through that opening. And he does with a strike. So good shot there. And now Derek can put some real pressure on them with a double. We start the foundation frame 9th.
Aiden converts. They're still clean through 8. All right, so this is Courtney and Brown's chance to get back in the match. They're working off of a strike. Let's see if Trevor can find the right line on 24. He has yet to strike on that lane. And he still hasn't. 6 pin. That was a much better shot.
And a big shot there for Derek Smith, putting up a double for their team in the foundation 9th. That will certainly put pressure on their opponents, Kishball and Herbst.
Trevor makes his spare.
On the handicap side, Smith and Perry can max out at 232. Kishball and Herbst can now only max out at 188 as he misses the head pin to the left, leaving the 1-5.
So off we go into the foundation frame 9th on the scratch side. Reimer and Davis with a 29 pin lead over Brown and Courtney. Cameron with a strike, so she's done just about all that she could do. She struck 4 out of her 5 shots.
Kishball makes a better shot there, picks up his spare. So at least his team will have a chance with the handicap. They can max out now at 188.
It's a strike for Reimer. So Davis will be looking just to mark in the 10th.
Good shot there for Braden Herbst. First strike of the 10th.
Any mark will do for Aiden. Ooh, fast 8. All right, still got a little work to do.
Two strikes on the board for Braden Herbst. He'll look to try to complete the 10th frame. And he does. So 167, scratch 188 for the team of Kishball and Herbst. I do not believe that's going to be enough, but we'll see what happens here as Smith and Perry, Jacob Perry has to show up in the 10th.
Davis converts.
And a strike for Jacob Perry. So the team of Smith and Perry will move on to the title match. We'll take on our tournament leaders in handicap, Logan Wegner and Priest McKenzie.
All right, 2:15 for Reimer and Davis. They will be moving on to the finals.
All right, that brings our handicap match to an end. 219 to 188 victory for Smith and Perry. They will move on to the title match. And on the handicap, or scratch side rather, looks like Reimert and Davis will win the match 215 to 184.
All right, so that's going to do it for the semifinal matches. We'll give out some awards, and then we will move on to the finals. How'd you do today?
Drank some more beer today,
Got ya.
just like I drank a lot of beer yesterday. We had a good time.
You are sexy. What's up, baby?
Okay, bowling fans, that concludes our semifinal matches. Finishing in third in the scratch division. Each bowler getting an $80 scholarship, certificate, and medal goes to Trevor Courtney and Cameron Brown.
Courtney and Brown, third place today. Good bowling.
And our third place finishers in the handicap division, each bowler getting an $80 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Dylan Kishball and Braden Herbst.
Kishball and Herb, third place in the handicap division. All right, so we move on to the
Okay,
final.
on to our title matches for today's event.
I remember these good old days of JBT.
That's right.
That's okay. I just have a question about the birthday party. Yeah, I know.
All right, so we're finishing up warm-ups for the title match.
Yeah, that's what we did. It was a kid for the one lane 7 or big kids, so I did include them and fixed it to be a figure they would be able to like. Yeah, that's what I was asking. So like for the ones that are that was my question. Okay. No, I might do orders of food for them. And then the one is my daughter and then the boy tonight. So I think that's 4 on them. But, yeah, so it'll be 8. And then you can keep track of the adults for your system or do I need to count them?
I have a list of, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we look at the other lane, we have back here. We have 6. We have 2 on the bowling birthday party per se, but say 8 of them are bowling activities. And there'll be 2 more adults that are bowling on the time bowling, but they're really with the adults.
Exactly. But I'm going to order the food for them too. So we're
For all the birthday parties, it's 8 to 5, 6 for 8 is the adult.
1-8 is adult. So the one, because there's how many do one lane is this?
I have people on 6 and 7, quote-unquote birthday parties.
Yeah.
So I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. If you wanted to order 6, you can cover them for the birthday party thing, or you could do, if you only want to do 8 foods,
Yeah, I might do 8 foods and then
I'll just throw the other thing
Yeah.
over into the 8 right.
yeah, that'll work. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I heard all.
Like, yeah, I just
Okay.
want to know so I don't over
Yep.
your food.
Yeah, well, she's keeping track down there too.
Okay, so just 8. Okay.
Yep.
A little big, so all right.
Do that every weekend. I went to Pittsburgh last weekend.
All right, so in this match, Logan and Priest
Let it
Looks like we'll be getting 23 pins.
Jay, just do a special feature swap on both pairs.
All right, looks like we're ready to go. We'll turn it down to Matt to get us started.
Okay, bowling fans, time to begin our title matches for today's PJBT. On the scratch side, we have top seed Lucas Francis and Darren Zombro III taking on number 2 seed Ethan Reimer and Aiden Davis. Lucas and Darren have elected to have their opponents start the match on lane 23. The team of Zombro Francis will go with Darren first and Lucas second. And Ethan and Aiden will keep the same order. Ethan first, Aiden second. Okay? On the handicap side, we have top seed Logan Wegner and Priest McKenzie taking on number 2 seed Derek Smith and Jacob Perry. Logan and Priest have elected to have their opponents, Derek and Jacob, start the match on lane 25. Logan and Priest will go in the order of Priest first, Logan second, and Derek and Jacob will keep the same order. The difference in handicap is 23 going to Wegner and McKenzie. All right, bowling fans, let's have a nice hand for our title matches for today's PJBT.
All right, off we go into the finals.
Okay.
So it seems like both of our top seeds wanted to start the match second. So on the scratch side, they are flipping pairs, flipping name. Reimer will be bowling on 23, Davis on 24. Pin for Reimer. Smith crosses over, leaves a 6 pin. Reimer converts. Smith does the same. For our leaders, Zombro will be starting the match. Lucas Francis will be finishing. On the handicap side, Priest will be starting. And Logan will be finishing. Zombro with a strike. Priest with a strike. Now that's something you don't see a lot. A two-handed lefty.
This is true.
Francis with a double. Logan, 4 pin, came in just a touch high. Eric Davis up. 7 pin.
Okay, on the handicap side, the team of Wagner and McKenzie start with strike spare. They're the ones getting the handicap in the match. Jacob Perry now steps up in frame number 2, following a spare from his partner.
Davis with the spare.
Perry crosses over, gets the strike, first strike of the game for their team.
Primered up. Frame 3. He gets a strike. First strike of the match for their team.
On handicap, Derek Smith steps up. He crosses over with a strike. So 2 crossover strikes back to back for their team. Point out in handicap, Smith and Perry were the elite part of the field as they led most of the day. Wegner and McKenzie passed them in the last game of qualifying. There's a great shot for Logan Wegner.
Zombro came in high.
Or I'm sorry, for Priest rather. Let me make sure I got that right. Priest McKenzie with a nice strike in frame 3. Now Logan will step up.
Dana, that's a possibility. I could have said that. Father and son, both good bowlers.
The good news is we're so glad that our fans out there are listening to us.
Yes.
They're paying close attention. That
paying
is really
attention.
good. We appreciate the feedback.
Francis comes in high. Leaves a 4-pin.
On the handicap side, Logan Wegner leaves a 6-10. So he'll look to convert. And he gets 1. Looked like he had it, and the ball just slid by and took the 10 out. 68 in the 4th, 91 with their handicap. Well, let's see if Smith and Perry can put some pressure on them.
Francis whiffs on the 4-pin. That's back-to-back opens for their team after starting with a double.
Perry comes up high, 3-6.
Let's see if Davis could take advantage and double for his team.
I want to mention today we have a good numbers all day. Everybody watching, we're still at about 85 viewers right now. Tell your friends this is the title match for today's PJBT 21 and under doubles. We're at Trindle Bowl in Mechanicsburg, PA, bowling for the title.
Davis with a double for his team. That gives them the lead.
Perry picks up his spare on the handicap side, keeping the board clean for Smith and Perry. Both matches begin frame number 5 on both sides.
Reimer with a triple. Dana, I completely understand.
Smith comes in high, leaving the 6-10.
Zombro, 2-4-5.
Typical shot there for him. The last shot on that lane, he came in high. So now you make the adjustment. A lot of times you go light. Smith picks up his spare. I don't think he was sure of it all the way down the lane, but he got it. '86 in the 4th with a spare.
Another open. So Zombro and Francis digging themselves a hole rather quickly.
Great shot there for Priest McKenzie. His last name didn't want to roll off my tongue.
Nope.
Good shot there.
Better shot there by Lucas.
And Logan with a strike. So a double for Wegner and McKenzie. Good shot there for Jacob Perry. This comes up just a tad high. 4-pin.
That ball cut probably about 2 to 3 feet sooner than Aiden would have liked it. Came in high, leaves himself the 6-10. Let's see if he could convert.
Perry picks up his spare. 105 in the 5th with a spare for Smith Perry. Derek steps up next.
Ooh. Even I didn't think he made that one. Davis and Reimer after 6 with a 44-pin lead.
On the handicap side, Smith comes up high, leaving the 3-pin.
Reimer with a strike. So I don't want to say it's must strike yet, but a double here for Zombro would help.
I was just wondering. A lot of it's for COVID, so that we
Smith picks up his spare.
keep a record of everyone, just to real personal. And then there's just 2 of you.
And Priest McKendry steps up. McKenzie. I keep wanting to say McKendry for some reason.
He must have been watching college bowling.
Yeah, I don't know. But this could be 3 in a row for their team.
Zombro did get the double.
Didn't like it. Inside target. He leaves a 7-pin. See if he can pick that up.
That'll be lane number 30.
Francis leaves a split.
McKendry makes his spare.
Oh, and he makes it.
Great conversion there.
That keeps them in the match.
We have Rona, Michael, and Dad.
Logan crosses over, leaving the 6-pin. So he'll look to pick up his spare. We have a close match in the handicap side.
Nine-pin for Davis. It's all right. They just need to stay clean at this point.
Good spare for Logan Wegner.
Aiden with the spare.
Perry comes in just a little bit high, leaves the 4-10. That will tighten up the match here in handicap a little bit, unless he can convert the spare.
We'll just have to check for their cover notes when they come in, right?
Reimer with the strike. That's going to go a long way to having them win. So now if Zombro and Francis strike out for 201, Aiden Davis, see I did almost say Eric. Aiden Davis will just need 8 pins on 2 shots.
And on the handicap side, Smith steps up in the 9th. They can max out at 211. Their opponents, with their handicap, can still shoot in the 230s. So Wegner and McKendry McKenzie with the lead at the moment.
We're both having trouble today with names. Zombro did not strike, so Reimer and Davis will be your champions today in the scratch division.
I'm returning the shoe. Can I get 5-9?
Smith leaves a 10 pin. We'll see if he can convert his spare. Spare here would go a long way into the foundation frame. And he does not convert his spare, so 160 in the ninth. So they can only max out at 190. That opens the door for Wagner and McKenzie. Six pin for McKenzie.
$168, Zombro and Francis.
Well, Reimer and Davis, I can say, made a strong run during the second round of qualifying today. I do not believe they were in the top 5 after 5 games, but they made a strong run through the next 3 games and just kept it going here all the way through the finals. Wagner leaves the 3-6 in the 10th.
Batting.
So that'll do it for our scratch title match, 214 to 168. Reimer and Davis are your champions. On the handicap side, Wagner and McKenzie have locked up the match. And they will be your handicap champions for today.
All right, 214-176 is your final in the handicap division. All right, so we'll give out some awards to our champions. We'll take some pictures, and then we will have final interviews. Stick with us. You are watching Under 21 Doubles from Trindle Bowl on Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour YouTube channel.
Have the peaches. Okay, bowling fans, that concludes today's PJBT. Finishing runner-up in the scratch division, getting a $100 scholarship for each bowler and a second place medal goes to Lucas Francis and Darren Zombro III.
Lucas Francis, Darren Zombro III, runner-up today in the scratch division.
Our runner-up finishers in the handicap division. Each bowler getting a $100 scholarship. Certificate and medal goes to Jacob Perry and Derek Smith.
Jacob Perry and Derek Smith, runner-up today in the handicap division. Good bowling.
And our winners in the scratch division for today. Each bowler receiving a $200 scholarship. Certificate and the first place acrylic plaque goes to Ethan Reimer and Aiden Davis.
Ethan Reimer and Aiden Davis, your champions in the scratch division.
And our winners in the handicap division, each bowler getting a $200 scholarship, certificate, and the first place acrylic plaques goes to Logan Wegner and Priest McKenzie.
Logan Wegner and Priest McKenzie, your champions in the handicap division today.
Thank you, everyone. We're going to have final interviews in just a moment, and don't forget to join us next Saturday, a Saturday evening edition of the PJBT, our Easter Classic singles event. Next Saturday night, we will be at Jordan Lanes in Allentown, PA. Thank you, everybody.
All right, let me set up the camera. We'll do some final interviews. Stick with us.
Winners, just your plaque. Just your plaque. Come on out here.
No, I'm going away.
So we're going to do a meeting.
Hey, welcome around.
All right, gentlemen, just watch my blue wire, please.
Yeah, I'm alright. Sounds like a plan.
Let me zoom that out just a bit.
Alright.
Well, I did end up going. I went
Yeah, stand straight up. Or stand straight up. Sit, you know.
So we are here with our handicap division champions today. I wrote your name down, so I make sure I didn't mess it up. Logan Wagner?
Wanger.
Same thing. Hit my fist. Yes. Priest McKenzie. By the way, if you go back and like rewatch this, like Matt like destroyed your name every time. So
All right.
he kept calling you McKendry for some reason. He thinks you're a college out in the Midwest somewhere.
That's close enough.
Yeah. So, neon pattern. Modified neon pattern. How did we attack it today?
You know, I did see a lot of oil in the mid lane. I shot that probably 8 board most of my first 5 games.
Okay.
But my final match there, I attacked it with my Crux Prime, and I think it went pretty well.
Okay.
Priest, and for me, it was pretty oily in the middle of the lane, so I tried to keep it pretty straight so it wouldn't go outside and not be able to look back. But then as the lane started to break down, I could move further left and throw it a little bit straighter, so it would still read the end of the pattern very well and come off just nice.
Got you. All right. So how many years have you guys been bowling?
3 myself.
And I've been bowling 5.
That's not a long time.
No.
Wow. Pretty good. And where do you bowl out of?
Leisure Lane.
Leisure. Both of you is Leisure. It's a good bowling center. I like it. And you guys are how old?
I'm 14.
14?
We're both 14.
14? And I don't think either of you have sat here with me before, so this is
I
your,
have,
you
actually, yes.
Okay. That just shows how good my memory is. It's not very good. So how many is this for you then? 2?
Yes.
And this is your first?
I won another one last year. It was the lane team tournament.
Okay. That would be why I wouldn't remember that.
Yeah, so it was me and 4 other people
Got
from
it.
Leisure Lanes. We won them too.
All right. So what do you guys average on the Leisure?
My average is probably around like 144.
Okay.
And mine now is 195-ish.
All right.
And that's ballpark.
So who do you want to thank?
Probably my dad.
Who's that? That guy over there?
Right there.
That guy over there.
Yeah. Even though I say he's not a great coach,
He has his moments.
he has some good references here.
You know, my dad was the same.
Yeah, no, I would like to thank him as well because he kept me from making a ball change when I shouldn't.
Okay.
Twice, actually. He told me to stick to the same ball and just move a little bit, and it worked out just fine. So,
that helps.
Yeah.
That helps for sure. You learn that as you get older about when's the right time to change and when's the right time just to make some adjustments, either with your feet or with your hands or your eyes. A lot of different things you could do. All right, well, gentlemen, you are now qualified for championship weekend down in Limerick, June the 5th and the 6th. So hopefully we will see you there.
All right.
All right, taking home the handicap division title today, we have Logan and we have Priest. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Yep. And Ethan.
Where do I sit?
Pick a chair. Just watch the blue cord, please.
Yep.
All right, we are here with our scratch division champions today, Aiden Davis, Ethan Reimer. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you.
If you go back and watch this, I apologize. I called you Eric maybe once or twice or 12 times maybe, for all I know. Yeah, it's. I get mixed up when I'm talking about good bowlers all at the same time. So anyway, Neon, how'd you attack it today?
Definitely the first couple of games, I tried playing straighter, and then once they broke down, I started to get in and keep it more tight.
Okay.
Played almost the same line all day.
Oh, you're left-handed.
Yeah. Right up, about 9.
Got ya. What equipment were you throwing? I saw you made a ball change.
Yeah, Emerald, IQ Emerald.
So why'd you change?
I felt Purple Hammer, it was hooking too early for me.
Okay.
And I wanted something that was smoother and like skid flip at the end, so that's why I switched to that.
All right.
First 2 games I used the IQ Tour Emerald. Didn't like it, so I switched to Astrophysics. I used that for the rest of the day.
Got
it.
it.
Worked.
Got it. So, what, if I could ask, you guys are both good bowlers. You guys decided to switch in the championship match. I mean, you kept your same order. So what was your thinking process into, you don't really see that a lot in the scratch division because usually you got two really good bowlers and usually they want to stay in the same lane. So what was your thought process?
I felt like for Ethan, he had a good look on both lanes, so I didn't think it really mattered for him. But I felt like on the left lane, I didn't really have much of a look, so that's why I wanted to switch to the right lane.
Got it. All right. I don't know. You certainly seemed like you threw the ball pretty good on the left lane, I will say.
Yeah.
All right. So this is tournament title for what for you for the year?
3.
3. And 1.
That's his first ever.
First ever.
Yeah.
Congratulations. And this is
Thanks.
what for you, about 8, 9, maybe 6? How many is this in total for you?
4.
4?
Yep.
All right. All right. So now that this is your first, you are now qualified for championship weekend down in Limerick on June the 5th and June the 6th. So hopefully we'll see you down there. Who do you want to thank for this victory today?
Definitely, my dad for coaching me, Ethan for coming out and wanting to bowl with me, and then just my friends that came along.
All right.
Everyone, Aiden's dad, Aiden's friend that came out and watched us.
All right.
They were helpful, really a lot.
You want to give a shout out maybe to the guys that drill your bowling equipment?
Oh, definitely Ryan May, May's Bowling and Billiards.
Yep.
That's my guy.
He's a good guy.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, taking home the Scratch Division Championship today, we have Aiden David.
Yep.
Ethan Reimer. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, that's going to do it for another edition of the PJBT. We want to thank everybody for tuning in today. A great crowd watching our doubles finals. We hope to see everybody next Saturday night. Watch for our alert next Saturday with the Easter weekend. We will have our Saturday afternoon and evening Easter Singles Classic. We'll be at Jordan Lanes in Allentown next week starting at 2:30 in the afternoon. So make sure you tune in the evening for the live streaming finals. So we will see everybody next Saturday night.
From all of us to all of you, have a great week.
Have a great week. We'll see you then.